What's up, everybody? It's Tori Nix, aka Natty Deity, and I'm back on it with another reading. So it's 3:11 on the clock. I was actually seeing 7:7 before starting this, and that's already in alignment. We're talking about love right now, all right? And this is going to serve as one of my first lectures that I actually put out on YouTube because I think this is a very important reading to help kind of push through this energy that I'm feeling for the collective and just kind of give you guys a different perspective on what you could be feeling. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. All right. It's February 1st. This is the season of love, right? That's no coincidence. We're embarking on Valentine's Day, right? And I don't really celebrate pagan holidays anymore, but you know, if you will, it's just the energy of love. That's what we want to focus on, the energy of love. All right. So before we get into this, I wanted to tell y'all, it's two movies that came to mind. And I sat on these messages for like the last few hours. And I think this is a beautiful message. So if y'all think back in time, right? I don't know if y'all have been into musicals or things like that, but most of us, if you have parents that were kind of born in maybe the 60s, maybe the early 70s, or late 50s even, right? For some reason, my mom's favorite movie was Grease, right? And I knew that as a child. So I saw Grease all the time. I would watch it with her, you know, and as a kid, I'm just thinking, oh, it's just a love story, right? But no. Also, there's another movie I'm going to throw in here, The Notebook. And then for the younger generations, like if you were born in the 90s, early 2000s, I'm sure you've heard of High School Musical. And we're going to take those stories and break this down, okay? Now, for some reason, me bringing up how I was a child and my mom was showing me that, that's even significant, okay? This is my inner child wanting to express. This is my inner child coming to the surface. And it's allowing my inner child to really speak, right? I'm truly a lover. But throughout life, I had to learn how to be discerning with love, right? It's not that you have to suppress love, but this is going to lead us into our message, okay? As children, we're very innocent. But then we are faced with so much shit with people based on their beliefs. And this is directly linked to transactional love and the psychological effects on the self-worth and the energy of the collective. Now let's go deeper. So our first movie, Grease. I'm going to read y'all the plot and I'm going to read y'all basically the summary. If you haven't seen it, this is about two high school students. They're working class teenagers. They navigate the complexities of peer pressure, politics, personal core values, and love. Simultaneously, years later, High School Musical mirrors that same thing about peer pressure, the politics, and personal core values and love, right? And what we see between these two characters, we're going to take Danny and Sandy, and we're going to take Troy and Gabriella. Then with The Notebook, we're going to take Noah and Allie, okay? And first, I just want y'all to realize they all started very young in love. They were very innocent, very pure in love, especially the women, okay? Now, and let me reverse that. The two women in Grease in High School Musical, they were very pure women. Now, Allie, on the other hand, she was more bred. She was more lavish, right? So we see her core values are tested differently in that particular movie. So we're going to break that down a little later. But let's take the two musicals right now and let's analyze Gabriella and Sandy. Now, what I think is important to notice are the two time difference and the time eras of women, right? I thought this was very interesting because when you look at what's the point of Grease, they wrote this. They said on Google, y'all can go look this up. It portrays a message that you need to change yourself to get your man. Not only does Sandy transform herself, but the song is also centered around her needing a man. Some critics argue that Sandy's transformation is her becoming her true self. Now, I personally believe this is more so her becoming her true self. I don't think Sandy actually conformed in that movie. But what I think happened was between both of them, they rose into their both divine feminine and divine masculine nature. Let's break that down. And let's take Troy and Gabriella too, because it's two different eras where in 78, right? This is still where women were kind of looked at, oh, to be a good wife, right? But then you have a different essence in Gabriella, who shows up as very intelligent. She knows what she wants, and she knows true love, and she doesn't take anything else that is not loving, right? She doesn't like fraudulent behavior. She didn't like when Troy started to kind of go against his own true nature, right? She was just a very strong woman, and I felt they portrayed her to be that because that was ushering in a new era of what women were going to be like. And that just wanted to come through, okay? So look at the timelines. We got 1978 into, let me look what time High School Musical came out. All right, this is 2006. Okay. So remember, I said these are both of them rising into their divine feminine and divine masculine, energy. And with Sandy, right, she was the good girl, very calm, very loving, right? And then we have Danny, who is pretending to be a gangster, and he's peer pressured by his society, right? And he kind of just tries to keep up this bad boy reputation. But Sandy, which in turn brings out that softness that is really in him, and which in turn Danny then brings out the more, surety of Sandy, which is her femininity. He brings out her submissiveness, but it's also very her sex appeal, right? Her confidence. That's what I see when I look at the movie at the end, when they're singing the song. He has on the sweater, she got on all black. It's like we're one and the same, right? But through that, their relationship brought out their true essence of wholeness within both of them. Yes, she was still that loving girl. She still wanted her man. He was still that bad boy who wanted the girl. But also now they can have an equal balance of just being themselves. And then that helps the relationship, correct? All right, now, with that being said, we're going to break down High School Musical too. And with that, there's a song that I was channeling, and this is like my inner child screaming to me, because I'm like, why am I singing this shit? I don't even, I haven't seen this movie since I was probably a kid, right? But let me go this way. So if y'all go to High School Musical 2, right? This is where Gabriella was so innocent, and I want y'all to maybe read on it so y'all can get the gist. But basically, summer break was coming. And again, remember, they were two working class citizens in Greece and in High School Musical. They had got old enough to have summer jobs at a country club. So during that job, Troy was kind of being groomed, right? He had a little opposition, and he was kind of being pushed to conform from what his heart truly wanted. He has his dad in his ear telling him he has to go to U of A to play basketball. That's his dream, right? He has his friends who want him to stay the same. He has this girl who wants him to sing with her in the talent show and make her day. So it's like a lot of people pleasing that Troy had to face, right? With that same breath, his innocence was shown in his relationship with Gabriella. His truth was always reflected in that relationship. I feel like she was very sure of herself after the first movie. And she just had a very innocent outlook on love. So what's to note in that movie is that the simplicity of what they promised each other for that summer. They promised each other good times, movies, dates, and just time together. She says she wanted to remember that summer. But he let all of this stuff get in the way, pressuring him, peer pressure, right? Politics. He wanted to be the top on the NBA. The top on the basketball team. Then the workplace, he's getting ranked up on there. So Troy was really getting into what I like to call society, right? He was being molded for society in that movie. And he was faced with the choice. True love and your true self versus being molded with society, in which that takes you away from your true love and your true self. That is the foundation of this movie. So let's go back to Gabriella's stance with the innocence of love. She still loved like a little girl to me, which is so innocent and so pure. But when he started acting crazy, she's like, oh no, I didn't sign up for this, right? And she walked away from him. And remember, I said this is kind of like ushering in a new era in 2006 of what a new woman could look like. No, we're not going to conform to a man. We're not going to do with bad behavior and just act like it's okay, right? She stood up for herself. So let's read the lyrics to this song. She says she has to go her own way. And this is in the collective energy as well. I got to say what's on my mind. Something about us doesn't seem right these days. Life keeps getting in the way. Whenever we try, somehow the plan is always rearranged. It's so hard to say, but I got to do what's best for me. You'll be okay, but I've got to move on and be who I am. I just don't belong here, and I hope you understand. We might find a place in this world someday, but at least for now, I got to go my own way. I don't want to leave it all behind, but I get my hopes up and I watch them fall every time. Another color turns to gray, and it's just too hard to watch it all slowly fall and fade away. I'm leaving today because I got to do what's best for me. You'll be okay, but I've got to move on and be who I am, okay? So this is where in that movie, and if you watch some of the scenes, you'll get it. But this is where we have to understand that sometimes, and so often, let me say this, and I want y'all to just think about this. Do y'all see how many relationships are self-sabotaged because of society? And this is where I want to really highlight the innocence of love, man. Everybody's loving light. But is that true? Because if we look at the state of relationships, the women against men right now, it's a shit show, okay? And let me tell you why it's a shit show. Because y'all stop being innocent in love and you turn to transactional love. And this has to stop, okay? This is where there are so many psychological effects within the collective, right? The world. And this is where this reading is ushering in a newness, okay? So take those two stories of the innocence and then let's tie this into The Notebook. Because in that movie, Allie was pressured with her societal beliefs. Do you date people due to their status, their money, right? Their looks, their wealth. Excuse me, my allergies are messed up, but that's confirmation as well. And it's about so many people base their love off of, oh, do they have a good job? Do they have this type of car? Do they have this type of status? Are they well known? Do they have a big following with 1 million followers, but actually no business? I'm just throwing shade, but real talk. So think about how, especially since social media has been implemented, this transactional shit has taken over. And I get so sick and tired of people that I meet. They always want to talk about how, oh, everybody's a narcissist. Oh, everybody does this to them. But then they meet somebody like me who genuinely comes from a place of love where it's just, I want to support you. I don't want your goddamn money. I don't want anything you have that I can touch. I care about love, and that's how I genuinely have loved my entire life, right? I don't put my worth on anything outside of Tori, right? The love that I give, I know is impactful, because even when people mishandle it, abuse it, right? They always come back. Ask any of my exes, anybody I've dated, they gonna come back, period. And that's how I know the love is stronger than anything else that they may have overlooked me for, overpicked me, chose differently, judged me. I don't give a fuck, because I know I left them with good love, right? So this is coming through in the energy, right? And it's time to really look at your values. How are you honoring people? How are you respecting people? Are you moving in integrity with yourself? Right? Everybody, oh, they're a narcissist, but then y'all fuck over good people. So check the narcissism within you. Okay, check your belittling views of yourself. Check how you measure your worth. That's what I need the collective to do. And that's what we're being ushered in to do. Okay? This energy can't be escaped either. This energy has to be broken through, because these psychological effects are trying to be lifted. I was channeling Medusa. And if you know anything about her story, Medusa was brutally abused. Okay? She was taken for granted. She was belittled, undermined, right? And she was a survivor of abuse. She was a survivor of sexual abuse even. And this is even where this just symbolizes the triumph over obstacles, the triumph over your biggest failures, your triumph over changing your mindset after trauma, right? That's what that represents. And this is now freeing within the collective. It has to, okay? Because we were never supposed to operate off of this. There was once a time where people operated in pure love. It wasn't about money, y'all. It wasn't about what this person can do. If you live like that, you're a leech. And I need you to embrace it. I need you to embrace that you're a leech, but I need you to want to change your leech ass behavior. Be honest about it. Let me give you an example of a leech again, okay? Because I know quite a few. I've dated a few, to be honest. These are people who are secretly pocket watching you, right? They'll overpick you if you don't give them money. You just showing up is not enough. You just being loyal ain't enough. You being there for them to have a fucking shoulder to cry on, that's not enough. They looking for something material. They looking for you to pay their bills. They looking for you to always be there around their ass because they can't be alone for a little while, right? They have this notion that you're supposed to be a certain way of doing and being, and no, right? That's leech ass behavior. When you try to hold on to somebody, but you really don't fuck with them, and you kind of like, this shit goes deep, y'all, but this is the psychological effects that people have to let go of, seriously. It's psychological trauma that is being placed on others. But it's like people will hold on to you because they know your value, they know your worth. But in the physical, their choices will always reflect something else. And that's where people's self-worth and energy has been manipulated. It has been fucked with. And this is no more. Okay? So an example. Y'all ever get away from somebody? Like, I have an ex, right? And it's like, you know you chose what you wanted, right? You chose to go lie to me. You chose to betray me. Okay, great. I moved on. I told you not to lie to me. I told you be solid. I was always solid with you. I'm not saying we didn't get in an argument. I didn't say I didn't have my mistakes. But this is where I know I didn't do nothing to deserve a betrayal. And then this person wants to keep calling me, keep texting me, trying to act like we're friends. And I'm like, no, because you want to know what? That's leech ass behavior. You fuck me over for some other shit, then come back and say, well, this person doesn't fulfill me. I kid y'all not. This is the energy that is happening amongst the collective, where somebody literally will know you give them the highest love, but they fuck you over. They go on with somebody else, and then they realize, damn, that person really did love me. This girl came back and told me, this person doesn't even stimulate me emotionally, mentally. They don't even know how to hold a fucking conversation, right? But that's what you chose based off of your own transactional love ass, okay? So with that, like Gabriella, bitch, I'm going my own way. I'm not taking less than that shit. And this is where the collective is shifting into. Anybody who's done that, you choose with that transactional shit, all of this veil shit is being lifted. Everybody is seeing the truth. Trust me, on the energetic scale, I feel it. All right? If you have loved people genuinely, maybe you didn't understand certain things. Maybe you were just innocent, right? But then you learned over time, okay, cool, everybody ain't who they say they are. Or everybody doesn't really see reality the way that it should be, correct? So the collective now is moving on. We are at peace with this. But are we going to keep doing that? Fuck no. So for you people left and stuck with these psychological damaging effects of your own, y'all aren't going to have this shit to put on nobody no more. Narcissism is not going to be a thing anymore. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Because the empaths are gone now. Okay, the empaths have moved away. Ashe, spirit. Narcissism is going to be narcissist against narcissist. And that is complete and utter war right there. But them same people who come to the empaths talking about, oh, everybody's a narcissist. And then y'all fuck over the empath, the kind person, the innocent, loving one. Y'all ain't going to do that shit no more. Go take your ass to that narcissist that you wanted. The person you overpicked for the empath. The person who had your back. The person who would have been there. Fuck $1. Fuck anything. It wouldn't have been nothing. They gave you priceless love. Some shit that money could never buy. And this is what is being taken away from that dark ass shit. People who want to stay in that narcissistic ass behavior and not check themselves and realize your choices have an impact on people, you're fucked. And if you don't want to change, you're fucked. You can no longer move like that no more, man. You're fucked. The only way is up now. And I'm so glad to do this goddamn message. It's our time. The true lovers. I even posted this a few weeks ago. I said something about lovers' land. Fuck all that transactional bullshit. Because you want to know why? Y'all gonna see the empaths. We good. We need not nobody to complete us. Don't ever have the book judged before you read the page. Don't ever do that. The empath is going to be the one to sustain. The empath, the person with that innocent love, is going to be the person to endure every fucking thing. It don't matter if you betray them. It don't matter if you belittle them. It don't matter if you choose societal norms over them. You talk down on it. It don't matter. Because you're going to see this uprising, bitch. And that's the energy we're in. If you still in this transactional love, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you, honestly. But this message has to be done. It has to be said. Okay? So that's the message, man. I just realized that was all downloads, man. I didn't even get into any readings, nothing. This is time out, okay? And this is on a broader scale. This is like business as well. People overpick people, don't want to invest in them because you think, oh, they low or they shit not gonna take off. Oh, okay. Family, the black sheep, the one who might think different, the one who could actually brought you innovation, clarity, wealth, right? Y'all overlooked them. The black sheep thought different, right? So what they brought wasn't good enough. And I'm seeing Encanto, and I'm thinking of Mirabelle and Bruno. I've channeled this before. This energy is coming full circle. Never judge the book just because somebody's different. That different person might be the gem the whole time. And I see this coming into clarity right now. That's it. I just see it coming into full vision. And I'm hearing, ain't no hiding. You see the truth clearly. Okay? So this is my thing. This is about conformity. Where have you conformed in your life since a child? If it is not about pricelessness, if it is not about the things that money can't buy, you have conformed somewhere. Just loving costs nothing, y'all. But this is the world we have living in, where y'all make love cost. I'm hearing love don't cost a thing. Ain't that a movie? And then look at the storyline in that movie. Wow, Spirit, talk to me. Look at the storyline. He is a loser. Nick Cannon was such a loser in that movie because you literally tried to pay a girl to be cool. Instead of just being yourself. She actually liked you more when you was just yourself. He ended up losing her. And then he had to get right, find himself again. But that's the story of a lifetime. People conforming to fit the fuck in. And y'all be with lame ass people who don't fuck with you anyway. That's why y'all be the ones who really want love. But then y'all are so caught up in trying to fit the fuck in, you end up being around narcissists. And what I'm seeing right now is like, I'm seeing like the light has been snatched from that shit. And now all of y'all sitting in darkness like, what the fuck just happened? Because you have conformed. And you conformed to something that wasn't true, that ain't never been there, and that probably has been fucking you up. And this is the truth. Versus the people who are self-knowing. They're gone. So don't hate on these people. The self-knowing collective, the people who didn't conform, they might have got their heart broke a couple times, but they learned and are still not afraid to love. Yeah, that's who's at the top now. Ooh, truth flew out the deck to Medusa. I can't make this shit up, bro. Didn't I just say Medusa? For her to come out, this is the truth. The fuck? To the radical rebirth. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. To the harvest. And let me tell you something. This is all about you reap what you goddamn sow. Okay? You've been putting out transactional love. You finna get that shit tenfold. You've been putting out pure love. You gonna get it put tenfold. That's it. That's the scales and that's the laws of karma. People didn't see. People, I'm just saying, this is funny as fuck to me. People that couldn't see. And now they have to deal with their choices and live with their choices. Okay? So this is what I want to tell y'all. Medusa is coming through. And this is for the empaths, okay, that are now coming into this radical rebirth in truth. Okay? You are pissed off and petrified, angry and shaking. But underneath that, you are hurt and broken. Feeling undervalued is overwhelming. You can't stay silent anymore. Let your joys, your hopes, and your beauty rage on. Okay? I have a right to feel my feelings. And this is all that this is about, y'all. I spoke about vulnerability. Feel what you need to feel, man. Society has done this shit to so many people, but I'm telling y'all, the veil is lifted. This is like, I feel regret. I feel, even with my voice, like my throat has been going through some changes the last few days. Like, I've been kind of going through my allergy season. But it's really like, I just see people didn't speak up. I feel this is like a little too late. It's too little too late. Too much too late. A day late and $1 short type shit. And this is what I see. Okay? So you're being called to really ask yourself before I go. Again, your innocence is being tested right now. Where have you allowed yourself to conform? To become a leech and a narcissist, your own goddamn self. An abuser of your damn self to the people who really be loving out here, you might think, oh, they green. I've had bitches tell me that, oh, you're green, because you thought you were getting somewhere. You thought you were getting over on me when I was just showing true, pure love. That's why everybody come back. Oh, we could be friends. Bitch, fuck you. You couldn't see me then, bitch. Don't see me now. Okay? And that's the energy we're in. Where are you lacking your self-worth? Where's your energy being affected and manipulated with this system? Transactional love is what we are breaking. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Y'all stay up, stay in love, stay in light, and most importantly, stay safe. And I will see y'all on the next lecture. Peace.